But we get to the game, in the game, fans throwing stuff at our bus. We pulling up. They throwing at the bus. Bro, this is like a pre-qualification game in the summer. Like we playing for something, but it's like summertime. Like I'm thinking we just about to walk in exhibition. It's about to be light. We just here, I'm getting my passport. Bro, we in the game, man, fans is throwing stuff. So I go for a layup and get fouled. I end up in the crowd. Mind you, we playing in a really small gym. So fans are on top of you. They going crazy. Man, I go in the crowd. I fall into the crowd. I get up. Yo, somebody spits on me,
Welcome back to the Role Player Podcast, presented by Swish Cultures and featured on Eurohoops.net, also Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts as well. We back one more time with my guy Anthony Goods, 10-year overseas vet, Stanford gentleman, and co-founder of Swish Culture. So I got to make sure I get all my terminology right. I told him before the show I'm a little dyslexic, y'all. So what's good, Ant?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Just riding out this haircut and these waves. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
Just trying to put it to work. You know what I mean? The weekend's approaching.
Hey, man, he is a Stanford gentleman. This dude got on the camera with his head down. Like, man, I was like, damn, that boy looking like he in the ocean. Just wavy as hell. That shit crazy. That was disrespectful, too, because my hair gone, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hang on for dear life. But that's all right.
Hey, man. Hey, every time we do a podcast with some overseas cats, man, my confidence get up because y'all be out here looking rough. I remember those days. The lineups never is crispy. You get a fresh lineup overseas, it's like day 5 in the States on your cut.
I already hit my barber. I'm going every 3 days this summer because I got to now with my, I'm 32. Back in the day, I could go, a week every 2 weeks. I got to go every 3 days now, but that's all right, though. But anyway, we got a real special guest, man. We got a real special guest with us. FIBA Intercontinental Cup champion, FIBA Intercontinental Cup MVP, FIBA Champions League MVP, FIBA Euro Cup champion, Greek League All-Star, Italian Super Cup MVP, Turkish Cup winner, Turkish Cup Final MVP, Turkish League All-Star, and second team All Big East way back in the day, 2012. He ain't got no hair either. That's how you know he old. But we got my man Jordan Theodore on here. Jordan Theo, what's up, man?
What's up, fellas? What's up, man? Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me. I know y'all been talking about hair, but you see my shit look alright.
Yeah.
Fresh baldy and all that.
Yo,
I sit in the chair, straight goatee. Just don't fuck this up.
Yeah, how much they charge you just to clean up the goatee though?
A little €20. You know what I mean? A little 20, a little expensive, but I tip the barber. They can keep the extra 5. You know what I mean?
I know you live in Istanbul now. When you gonna hit the hair plugs, bro?
No. We not doing
that.
We're not doing that. Yeah, I can't. You ain't gonna see me come back with the fresh line with the curls. Nah.
I ain't even gonna hold you out.
My wife might even take me for that. She might be like, bro, nah, don't. She might not like me with hair, bro.
How long shit it's been? Yeah, you look like a vet. You know what I'm saying? It is clean. It is clean. I ain't gonna hold you, but I ain't gonna lie. I was on Google the other day. I had to just check in on the Turkish procedure just to see real quick. I'll X out real quick, but you never know. Gotta keep all your options open. But listen, man, we appreciate you coming on. We gonna jump right in, and like I had mentioned, you living in Istanbul now. Married a Turkish basketball player, Tugba Theodore now. And we just kind of trying to figure out. My first question would be: what was the benefit of being in a relationship overseas? Like, you think it's more beneficial to be in a relationship, be single? We had Malcolm Delaney on here, and he talked about he didn't have a girlfriend for the first 10 years of his career because he just focused better. So for you, what was the best formula?
I mean, for the first 6 years, I was out here single too, just moving and grooving. But I think the benefits, well, for me, what was the most beneficial part was just having somebody there. Like, you spend so much time overseas, you can get real lonely. You don't have really nothing to do. You spend your time going out, chasing whatever you chasing. You know what I mean? But having to focus on basketball, having that person there that actually knows the game too, who could sit there and enjoy all the things that I enjoy about the game. That was probably the best part. and at the same time, not having to cook, not having to find food, shit, having somebody do laundry, like just help me with the culture because I've spent majority of my career in Turkey, so it's been easy, with her being by my side. So those have been the best parts about it.
Man, that's love. I remember I was in Germany and I was talking to a girl when I was in Germany. That's probably the happiest I was overseas. It caught me by surprise because I ain't messing with no European, this, that, and the third. And I introduced her to my parents and all. I was low key tripping, but that's all right. But it was, it ended up being one of the better years I had overseas in Berlin. She was cool and, like you said, help you acclimate to the culture. What you think, Ant?
Yeah, man, I think it's it does kind of take one obstacle out of the way, being married or having somebody with you overseas, in the sense that, like, you can come home and if they cook or they can just kind of take things off your plate that you wouldn't necessarily have to do, especially if you're practicing twice a day and things of that nature. Like, I'm sure y'all had times where y'all had that late practice, that second practice of the day. You come home, you like, I ain't cooking, ain't nothing open. I'm getting this peanut butter and jelly and laying it down. So, I think that helps. But also, man, I feel like a lot of times, when you have a significant other, you still got to entertain. You know what I mean? That's somebody that you got to kind of keep engaged. And on your off day, she gonna want to go walk around and go see the castle down the street or whatever it is. So, it has its pros and cons. It really just depends on who your woman is and what kind of person you are and what you're looking for. But I think definitely for young guys, I think it's better, to kind of be single because, just the way our minds work and things like that. I mean, you getting hyped up off of, oh, this chick speaks a different language. And, there's just so much you haven't experienced. It's probably better to kind of get overseas, find out who you are on and off the court, and then, figure out, okay, yeah, relationship is something I need or it's not going to help me,
Is it better to have someone from the crib, or is it better to have, if you do the relationship things, better have someone from the crib or someone, like you said, who can help you acclimate to the culture, deal with fans, deal with the team, all that? What you think?
Me or you? They told you.
Go ahead. You the guest. You the man. You the guest. You go first. You always first. One, two, to one, then three.
I can speak from my experience. I had a lady that I was dealing with coming out of school, then got over here, and then having her come back and forth and visit. It wasn't the easiest thing to do because trying to show her the town, trying to show her what I've learned so far, but at the same time, I got 2 practices a day. I need my 2-hour nap. I'm trying to focus in and lock in however I can. You know what I mean? And then coming out of practice, doing whatever it is that I'm finished doing, I got to spend time with you. And it just wasn't easy, And then her leaving, and while I'm here long distance, having to deal with that, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Or, it just honestly depends on who you are, like Ant said, and who that female is in your life. You know what I mean? That's the most important. You know what I mean? If you have trust, and trust is everything, but it just depends on really you as a man, because nothing can prepare you for being thousands of miles away from home and somebody that you really care about and your family and everything. You never know how your emotions are going to intertwine and what's going to really happen with you. Because you're meeting new people, you're learning new cultures, and you're traveling. You seeing new things that you never probably thought that you would ever see, and that plays a big role in your mental space as well.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I think, man, having somebody from the crib, I think you got to do a little more entertaining. You know what I mean? Because this is a new experience for them. They in the house, they ain't got no friends, they ain't got nothing. When you got somebody that's from that city, they got their own friends, they got their network, they got holidays. You know what I mean? They can kind of give you a little space, like when you need it. And so, that's why, like, I used to limit my import visits to like 7 days. You know what I mean? If it was a local, like she could stay a little longer, because you know what I mean. But she was from the crib. Hey. You got 7 days, boo boo.
Hey, don't have no teammates. Don't have no be on a team with no American teammates, and she can't hang out with your other teammates' wives. It get tricky then.
Yo, it do. It definitely do.
It's a fine line between being a stress reliever and becoming the stress too. Like you said, after that 7 days, I'll never forget too. I was my second year, I think, in Italy, and I was there. That's the other. My thing was I wasn't gonna be able to be faithful anyway. Like in the way that, and my ass when I was young, I was getting caught up. Like that was an inevitable. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never forget. I came out of practice in Rome. And us caught up came on the speaker. I was with my teammate. Caught up came on the speaker. I checked my phone, had about 17 text messages. Shorty at my apartment. I was like, oh shit, like it's a wrap. It went through my iPad. Like it was, yeah, it was all.
I think we all been through that.
Man, of course, but it was all bad. But I guess having that, and one of the big things, I guess, like I said, would be dealing with the fans and dealing with the team when you have someone over there. So I guess. Let's jump forward and talk about how, Kyrie had all that thing with all the stuff in Boston, flicking the fans off and going back and forth, which is part of the game. I think that's what make it fun, right? But you think it was appropriate for Kyrie to be flicking the fans off? Is it cool for him to be interacting with the fans, talking to them crazy, or is it out of bounds?
Oh, very appropriate. I love it. I'm here for it all the way.
New York.
Because I'm talking my mess. Talking my mess to the fans as well, because you love me now while I'm wearing a uniform, and okay, maybe the ending wasn't how we both seen it, but it doesn't mean you get to disrespect me as a man. I'm out here getting paid to do my job, and I'm doing it at the highest level, but y'all want to curse me out, fuck me, I'm a bitch, pussy, all this and that. All that's not, like, all of that is really not, it's not needed. You could say, I understand fans get really emotional, and sometimes a lot of fans, this is all they have. They've been diehard fans their entire life. They've been passed down from generations. You know what I mean? And as we all know, this is how it is in Europe. You'll be in the gym, and kids will be in there sticking their middle fingers up at you, and you like, yo, hold on. Like I just got here, man. I just put on this uniform 4 months ago, and y'all hate me like this. But I'm definitely here for it. Like Kai wasn't out of bounds. Well, I mean, we all knew he was gonna get fined too. The NBA ain't playing that. But what's 50,000 to 200 million in the bank?
50,000.
Yeah, it's still 50,000. I think the fans though, man, like there is a line, like saying, okay, you suck and all that other stuff. Fine, you're a bad shooter. You can't. Whatever, skill wise, but I mean, y'all remember when Sofo hit that gate and ran up in the stands in Israel, like it got really real, you know what I'm saying? And it's they do struggle with the fact that, like, and that's kind of my problem with basketball. It's almost like they feel like they own you. Like the owners feel like they own you. Management feels like they own you. And the fans feel like they own you in certain spaces. You know what I mean? And, as Jordan said, like, I'm a man at the end of the day. And it's like you can say whatever you want during the court. You know what I'm saying? But when you step off that court, like, now you're dealing with a completely different ball game. And a lot of these fans would never say it to your face anyway. You know what I mean? There's strength in numbers. So, like, yeah, they got, like, 1,000 other people, like, yelling F you and F your kids and all that other stuff. And, like, especially, like, playing, like in Hulon in Israel, those fans, like, I've been on, on the positive side of that, and I've been on the other side of that where they was like, look, don't bring your wives, don't bring your kids to this arena because, the fans are going to get really disrespectful. And, and I think that, there's no place for that, man. Like, disrespecting somebody's family and things like that.
Man, I done been in. Have y'all ever been, like, violated by fans?
Yo.
Yeah,
we
had, like, that was gonna be my next question. Like, what's the craziest story you got, like, from me? Because like I said, flicking people off. Like, I think in Boston they was out of bounds, and Kyrie was not out of, like, it was cool. Go ahead, interact. But to me, that's light. Like the NBA, that shit. I mean, very, like you said, fuck very you, light. Pussy. Like, I'm low key looking at it like, all right, like yeah, like shit. I'm cool. Like, I got hit in the face with a water bottle one time. You know what I'm saying? When I was in Italy, I was in Biella. Yeah. So I was gonna say, what's the craziest story you had overseas interaction with a fan?
Bro, I've been through some shit, yo. I mean, like in games in Turkey, in games in Greece. But like the worst, what happened was like after my year in Turkey, I just got my Macedonian passport, right? So Macedonia now, northern Macedonia, we playing against Kosovo. I don't know this rivalry. Never didn't don't know the countries, battles they've had in the past. Nothing. Don't know the history, right? So we in Kosovo. They telling us, yo, don't go out, not leave the hotel, don't do nothing. I'm like, yo, bro, we in a new city. Like I never been to Kosovo. I want to see what it look like, you know. They like, nah, don't leave. Like it is so bad. We staying like maybe like an hour away from the gym. So I'm like, all right, cool. I don't go nowhere. We get to the game. In the game, fans throwing stuff at our bus. We pulling up. They throwing shit at the bus. Bro, this is like a pre-qualification game in the summer. Like we playing for something, but it's like summertime. Like I'm thinking we just about to walk in exhibition. It's about to be light. We just here. I'm getting my passport. Bro, we in the game. Man, fans is throwing stuff. So I go for a layup and get fouled. I end up in the crowd. Mind you, we playing in a really small gym. So fans are on top of you. They going crazy. Man, I go in the crowd. I fall into the crowd. I get up. Yo, somebody spits on me, yo. like spits on me. Like.
Damn.
And I go like this. And I'm ready. I'm hot. I'm ready to go in the crowd. The ref, my teammates grab me like, don't do it. Because if you go in there, we can't save you. And bro, I'm telling you, I was seeing red. Cause you can throw bottles and all that stuff. I've been through certain things like that. Some places they throw coins and shit. You get booed, blah blah blah. But to spit on me, like for me to get to literally spit on me. But that's
the most disrespectful thing you could
do. Yeah. I want to smoke. Like I was at that point, like I was ready to fight everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, but the thing is too, Kosovo, Macedonia. That's former Yugoslavia, that area. Like they ain't no bitches either. Like
bro,
they gonna mess around and jump you.
And that's what they told me though. You go in there, we can't save you. Like the refs looking at me like, bro, you going there at your own risk because we not going in there.
Yo, my last gig was in Kosovo in Pristina, and right before the pandemic hit, we were supposed to have a game I don't know, later that week, but like we had 3 practices in a row with fist fights with the local players. Like they're like the most I've never seen. Like Albanians are like hot headed. Like 3 fist fights in a row. So the fourth practice of that week, coach was like, "Look, we not playing 5-on-5 because I don't want y'all to fight." Like I never heard no stuff like that, yo. Like, and I'm not even talking about like it was some disrespect. I'm talking about hard foul, 2 words exchanged, and then they just start throwing them. And I was like, yo, they different out here, man. They really with the shits, man. But, I would say the craziest fan experience, though, that I've experienced was in Venezuela back in my D-League days because we wasn't making no bread. So we had to go to Venezuela in the summer to make some money. But, it's the second most murderous country in the world. Like, and the fans, like, they would throw beers at you all the time if you're the away team. So we used to get hit with beers all the time. And, like, I'm hot. And then you turn around and like the fans are like telling you to come up there, and like they were strapped, and they show you like lift up the shirt, like come up here if you want. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like you just get comfortable with the beers, like you know what I mean. This ain't so bad after all. You know what I mean? Like I seen a knife fight in the stands, like the crowd like parted like the Red Sea. This dude's like hopping up the seats trying not to get stuck, and then they got to the top and he's like chasing them around the arena, man. Like Venezuela was a whole different beast, man, in regards to safety.
Is it true that in Venezuela, like they tell you like don't wear no jewelry?
Oh, nothing.
Like
bro.
don't have nothing on when you outside.
Nothing, bro. Like I'm talking about like my teammate, he got robbed by 2 13-year-olds gunpoint. They hopped off the moped, stole his phone, like everything. Like you can't walk. Like I'm talking about. Like I was sitting outside my hotel one time, man, and I seen like two dudes walking down the street, guns in hand. It's like the Wild Wild West. Like in the arenas, the police don't have guns because they don't want to aggravate the fans. They know the fans got guns, so they just got the shields. You know what I mean? So like when they throwing beers and stuff, like they'll protect you. But in regards to like we used to travel like if we went on the road, we had undercover cops with us, like, and they would walk out, like if we were walking to McDonald's or somewhere, like right next to the hotel, they would walk out, but they had their piece out. You know what I mean? Both of them, like front and back. Like you have to, and when you're in practice, you go straight from practice back to maybe a restaurant, right back to the apartment because it's too dangerous out there. Yeah, it's wild out there, man, and it's been like that. But back then, the money was good, so you know, cats will suck it up for a couple months. But yeah, Venezuela's a different beast.
Damn. I was thinking about going to South America at the end too, but that shit, fuck all that. I heard Colombia a little better, but yeah, they got it. Fuck all of that. But yo, who y'all think got the best fans? Like who got the best/worst fans in Europe? Like not whether if you're on the road,
like most
they the
disrespectful.
worst. Yeah. Let's do both. Who got the most disrespectful fans, and then who just got the best fans? Like whether you on the road, you don't fuck with them, but if you play for them, they cool.
Serbia. Yeah. Serbs. The Serbians, they definitely great, but if they don't fuck with you, yeah. They be on my ass on Twitter and on Instagram. Yeah, they be on my ass all the time. I always be talking shit to them. They be on my ass. I mean, to me, the best fans in Europe, Serbians, Greeks, and Turks. Like, I love Turkey. I love Greek fans. I love Serbian fans. But if you ain't playing good, they all on your ass. Dang.
That's sad.
They all on your ass.
It's sad. I probably would have to go with the Greeks. From what I've seen, I probably gotta go Greeks. Just that I've been Olympiacos, Panda, Ike, all them fans. They doing all they wild. They trying to run on the court. They doing all that.
Oh yeah, y'all remember when the owner at Panda he like stepped down or something? DPG, he stepped down, and all the fans like pulled up at his house. And they were like, they showed like his security cameras, like all these fans are like on his street, and they like outside of his house. I mean, obviously he's got like a wall and all that other stuff, but yeah, those fans is different in Greece, man.
Panathinaikos fans don't play. They don't play. Like I know, like for Olympiacos and Panathinaikos, it's tough to really do anything in Athens because Athens is so small, and it's either they're a green or a red fan. You know, and then you got the Ike fans they got huge fan base too. But like being one of them, and then like say like this season, if you're in Panathinaikos and you're not really doing so well, you can't even really maneuver because everywhere you go, you're gonna see a fan. They're gonna be talking shit to you.
Yeah, that's why. I remember Israel. They came. We was playing bad. Them motherfuckers showed up at practice and walked on the court. Stop practice. Stop practice. Like, whoa, we need to talk. Like, what? About what?
Bro, remember? So I think I might have told you this off air, but like, so when I was in Hulon, I was playing like shit, got cut and left and went to Nessiona. So my boys on Hulon told me they had lost some more games after I left, and they said that the fans showed up to the next practice. One of the fans walked into the gym in practice, had some shit on a paper towel, and set it on the floor, and was like, "This is what y'all played like last night."
Oh no!
Hey, and guess where I was at when they walked on the floor?
Hulon, right?
Hulon, right? Hulon. People don't got no damn sense, man. People ain't got no sense. But man, at least in Israel, for the most part, Israel I at least got my money on time, so that was cool. Like that was right. And the fans overall, they cool. But
yeah,
I mean, as long as you got your bread.
As long as you got your bread.
Y'all can do what y'all want as long as I got my check. I don't.
Big
straight
facts.
up.
Speaking of which, that's gonna bring us to one of my favorite segments because Ant got all the good stories. This man does his research. Paycheck, rain check.
Yeah, man. Paycheck, rain check. We're gonna see somebody's paycheck is taking a rain check this week, as it happens every week, and unfortunately, this week is Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert got fined for cussing on his post-game interview. He got fined $25,000, but as we said, what's $25,000 to $200 million? But he did get paid. He dropped the F-bomb. He said, F what they're saying or whatever it is. The announcer was asking like, oh, what do you think people were saying? What do you think about what people were saying about the team? And he's like, F what they're saying about the team and whatnot. So my problem with this is Rudy, because there's a lot of talk about how soft Rudy is and things like that. Is Rudy cussing in a post-game interview to seem tough and to improve his image?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't really know if you know how people can be on the court and off the floor. He could probably be the toughest dude off the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think it's the playoffs, and that's just emotion. I think they had just won the game, right?
Yeah.
So he probably feeling himself. So yeah, he might be capping. he might be capping. He feeling himself. Yeah, he might be capping. He did hit the game winner, right? If I'm not mistaken, he got the lob for the game winner. After that game,
someone passed him the
ball.
Yeah.
He got the game winner, so he feeling himself.
Yeah, nah. Someone passed him the ball and he put it in the basket. He ain't hit the game winner. He don't get that.
That's a game-winning basket.
Nah. He just guided that bitch in the rim, man. These things are not the same. These things are no disrespect, man. No disrespect. But look, that man was, he cussing to seem tough. He doing, like, I get it, though. When you in the league, you got all these eyes on you, getting $200 million. Shaq on your head every day, people on Twitter on your head every day. At some point, you got to do something to try and prove yourself to. Like, it's just human nature. So, like, Rudy not tough. Cat not, like, them type of dudes, they not tough. So, yeah, he was probably trying to prove something, which is cool. I mean, he trying to do something, you know what I mean? I'm a fan, just be yourself, but it's hard to do. I can't even imagine having that much attention all the time. People at your neck.
Yeah,
every day.
I mean, and if you think about it too, man, like it just seems out of character. I mean, and we know the French culture, like they're not that type. You know what I mean? So, and he ain't been over there that long. So I think that I think it's a mixture of both. It's a little out of body experience. I don't think he had to do that. I think it's more so just to kind of show some aggression and things of that nature, which is cool. But I think Rudy is probably. He's probably trying not to go down the same route like Dwight Howard. Like, I felt like after Kobe called him soft once he left the Lakers, Kobe called him soft in that game and it became a meme and all that other stuff. I felt like nobody in the league respected him after that. Everybody thought he was soft. They thought he played around too much and he was never serious. He never won a championship like that and things of that nature, which I didn't feel like was fair for Dwight because he was still putting up crazy numbers. You know what I mean? But in the league, once you get labeled as soft, everybody's going to try you. The Draymonds and everybody else on down the list, they're going to start to try you. So I think Rudy, is trying to protect his image, which he probably should, but, I just don't see that as being natural. Just knowing France, knowing the French culture, I don't think that's him. But I don't know.
How much he make this season? What he signed? 220?
204 or something, I think.
Yeah, call me soft, yo.
Exactly.
Yeah, call me soft. Yeah. Call me soft, B. It don't even matter, bro. Yeah. All right.
But I don't know though. I don't know because it's still like, man, you know how, I mean, even you're like in Europe when you making a good amount, you ain't making that obviously, but it's still like people get to talking to you a certain type of way. You ain't trying to hear that all the time. No. Like you ain't trying to hear that all the time. But I guess my other question would be, do Europeans get unfairly labeled as soft? Like you see these dudes, you see Jokic doing what he did with Markieff Morris. You see Campazzo do what he did with Wayne Ellington. Luka getting in a scrap with with the Hassan Whiteside last night, a little baby scrap, if that's what you want to call it. So do these Europeans get unfairly labeled as soft or not?
I think it's a give and take because the European game, everybody's used to flopping. Like I think that plays a major part in it. Faking to get calls. Like you got dudes that practice flopping when they go to the basket so they could get calls. I don't necessarily think a lot of them are soft. I just think that it's just it's just some of the things that they've had to do to play the game. It just becomes natural. You know what I mean? And in the league, ain't nobody fighting. So shit. I think a lot of dudes acting tough. Like, man, nobody fight. I would love to see somebody get fouled and throw a punch. At least we know, like, all right, they could, somebody's still out here on go. But dudes ain't trying to risk their money and miss games, man. I think it's the league is more capped right now than anything. And the overseas dudes, they not getting into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's always been that narrative, and I think it does go back to the history of flopping. There's always been that narrative that Europeans are soft, but I don't think that this crop of Europeans is the soft that the flopping soft. You know what I mean? That we were used to, because now we see Americans doing it. You know what I mean? Americans flop and things like that. In regards to fighting. Yeah, of course. Nobody's going to fight. And at the end of the day, if it is, it's one or two punches. But I will say, for the record, I think Robin Lopez, another Stanford gentleman, was the first NBA player to throw a punch in a game for like 13 years. So, you know what I mean? If we're looking for tough guys. If we're looking for tough guys, hey, if we're looking for tough guys, we can go to the Harvard of the West. But, you know what I mean? We out there, we with the shits. but yeah, man, ain't nobody really trying to fight, man. I mean, the fines and just everything else, but it just always amazes me how, especially during playoff times, I mean, there's always some tempers flaring and things of that nature. But yeah, it's a different game. But also, I mean, I was talking to an OG yesterday, man, and he was telling me back about the ABA days and like the early days of the merger, and he was just talking about like how much they used to fight back then. Like, think about it. I mean, the old school tapes, as much as they used to fight in games, think about practices.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, have you guys watched Magic's documentary yet?
I was just about to ask that. I was just about to say, have you seen Winning Time or Magic documentary?
Bro, that first episode when he gets drafted and they start showing the old clips of how the NBA, they was just fighting. They was like, that's all they did. Every possession, dudes was just fighting.
So you talking about Magic's documentary, right? Like I started watching Winning Time, but I got to start watching Magic's docu.
Yeah, I'm talking about Magic's on Apple Apple TV. It's great, bro. It's great. I should definitely check that out.
I think Jokic might be about that. Jokic might be with the shit. If anybody is, I think he's the one. I don't know if he is, but I don't know. But if I had to pick one, but you over here talking about Stanford too, like the West Coast really used to be like the Europeans of America. Like I remember we played the West Coast team. We used to be like, yo, hey, this is about to be sweet. Like these dudes are soft. They just want to run up and down and shoot. Like we about to be physical with these dudes, man. Like so.
Hey, but now the West Coast is getting our respect. It's the West Coast era of basketball right now. You start looking at NBA All Stars. You start looking at all that. It's the West Coast era. It's just like West Coast rap is back. You know what I mean? We put the gangster in rap. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, we got our respect back now. So, we good.
I can't even hold you. It is the West Coast, man. I'm trying to think how many superstars are from the West Coast right now. Like, you got, I guess, at least in the past 5 years, with Harden, Kawhi, Westbrook,
Russ, PG,
DeMar.
There's
I mean,
more.
The list
goes on.
LaMelo's up and coming.
LaMelo, Kevin Love is
just
West
the list
Coast.
of dudes that's in the league, period.
Man. That you know what? And that's crazy. You being from New Jersey. What's going on out there, man? What's going on the East Coast? Is New Jersey, New York basketball sad? It's over?
Hell nah. Our basketball is good, man. And right now it's in a great place. We got a lot of young talent. You know, I just think whatever's in the water out there in the West, man, we need that out here because we need some growth spurts.
New
We can put in a lot of short guards.
Right. Hey, East Coast is definitely well represented overseas. But as far as the league goes, I mean, shit, the Knicks obviously not everybody from Knicks Nets is from New York, but the Knicks not making the playoffs. They always trash. The Nets supposed to be title contenders. They can't even get out the first round right now. So you think, for one, do you think New York players will ever come back to I guess like the dominance that they kind of had in the night when we was growing up, like the Stephs, Bass, all them dudes coming out of New York, all them guards? You ever think?
Yeah.
Or you think the style
I definitely
changed
do
too
because
much?
I think you know how the world works. Everything comes back around.
Facts.
You know, right now, New York and New Jersey had it. You know, then it moved ATL. You know, down south. Then they went to Cali. You know, it's just moving. You know, New York will have its time again where we're dominant. You know, but when you look at the game and how much it's grown, man, it's not like, to be a point guard, you don't got to be 6'1" anymore. You know, you can be 6'7". You know, so I think you just got to give credit to the game and how far it's grown. Because shit, if I was 6'9" back in the day when we came up, you couldn't be 6'9" and be a PG. They weren't teaching you that. You was on the block, dog. Get your ass down there. You playing the 4 or 5. You know, now dudes want to be 7 foot KD, and I think that's had a major impact on the game and a major impact on how we look at positions, and especially for us being the East Coast, man, we don't grow that tall, man.
Man, we don't either.
Yo, but I got a question though. So like on the East Coast, and maybe I'm a little ignorant and just buying into stereotypes, but like for the younger generation, or if you want to get on the court day to day, like what's the accessibility to indoor gyms? Or is a lot of that still on the courts and parks? Because in LA, you can find a gym damn near anywhere. In any city you're in, you can find a gym to go in there, get shots up, play ones, whatever you want to do. And I think that's what more so aided the development of the younger generation is gym accessibility. You know what I mean? So, what's that like on the East Coast?
I mean, there are gyms, but not as much as the West. You know, it's definitely not accessible as how it is in the West Coast. Like I remember being younger and playing ball in the park in the winter, like sweatpants on, gloves, shovel the court. Fuck it, we out here. Like 3 hoodies on, we out there, gloves, working on my handle. You know, like this is how I grew up. And if we did get a gym, hey, we got a gym, but man, it wasn't accessible for me. Now I'm sure it's definitely accessible, especially with all these trainers now. The game has changed. Everybody's a trainer. Everybody has access to a gym. Everybody's trying to develop the player to do this. I think the real issue is that kids not having fun playing basketball. I think it's just let me get in the gym and let me do these drills. Let me do these cone drills. Let me do this. Like when I was 12, I wasn't doing cone drills, bro. I was just playing basketball.
Hooping.
You know, I would go watch YouTube, whoever my NBA favorite player was, and I would just dribble in the house all day. My mom come home, why you still dribbling? Yeah, I'm in here. Just dribbling all day. Get to the court, or whatever I was dribbling on in the house, I'm going to try it on whoever guarded me. It might take me 10, 15 moves, but I'm out this motherfucker playing 21 all day. You know, like, I think that's the issue. Everybody wants to be a trainer, and all these kids trying to become pros at 12 when they're missing the real art of just having fun and playing the game. Yeah. You know, the fundamentals. Shit. That's the biggest thing for me.
Shit, and you say YouTube, real shit. It was really, I mean, then you didn't really have NBA League Pass like that. You was really watching who was in your market, and then you was watching NBA on NBC if you could. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like it was, and that's who
commercials. You was watching AI commercials. He would come on. You couldn't wait to see the AI commercial.
Hey, I always say like, so Midwest guards are all very similar. Like I think New York guards were similar, West Coast guards were, and I think it's because like I remember growing up, the Timberwolves we had like Terrell Brandon, we had Chauncey, we had cats that were pull up, mid range, basic packages, and then like I take a dude even like D Rose, as explosive as he is. He's really not like, he ain't flashy like a New York guard. He still looks like a Midwest guard at his core. Like he don't really have the, he's not gonna hit you with no bink, none of that. So I always thought that was interesting. The older I got, obviously I played against you, Theo, growing up, and we played the Gauchos, and I remember playing against you and Kemba and Truck, and like watching y'all play. I'd be like, damn, these niggas, how they get all that shit? Like, like I was low key jealous, but I had seen it, but I just didn't I hadn't seen it enough to like where it occurred to go in the gym, and that's what I was working on. I was working on my.
But you did see it with Steph.
With Steph, but only for a year. And I was like 7. I was like 7 or 8, so I didn't really understand like what he was doing. I was just out there, this man out here catching lobs, and I didn't really understand what he was doing at that time because I was still so young.
Because like I remember N1 mixtape, that shit almost fucked my life up.
Yep. That was
trying moves, and that was when you started to see that people from other parts of the country actually was like could really play handle. Shoot, because this is when you see hot sauce coming from ATL. You see other people from different cities coming playing on this team, and you got the New York guards. You got all these guards from other places. Like, damn, he nice. He from Baltimore. Damn, he nice from Cali. He nice from ATL. It's like, damn, like dude's really hooping all over the place.
Yeah.
You know,
what would you say? Okay, so let's just say like back when you was coming up, how did you see the stereotypical players from each region? So let's just take, what is an East Coast guard like versus a West Coast guard versus a guard from the South or players from the South? Let's just say players in general.
It really wasn't about like honestly, I couldn't really see it no way because you didn't have film of dudes. All you would go off of is, yo, I heard he nice, he in Cali, but he killing everybody. So it was like, oh damn, he killing. Well, shit, I gotta kill too. So they hearing about me in Minnesota. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I need to know who he is, cause then it's like once I faced off with whoever was supposed to be the guy or whoever was nice, it was like, all right, well, I'm gonna make sure he know who the fuck I am before this game is over. Yeah. Because you know how it is now. I could go online and pull up footage of you, Ant, and be like, oh, he doing this? Well, he ain't got this right here. And if he got that, I'm gonna make sure when he see me, I'm gonna do his move on him. So he know I got this and that. You know, like before I never really thought like, oh, he from Minnesota, he trash. You know, mentally, that's how you think about every basketball player. Like, oh, he trash, he ain't fucking with me. You know, that's just the mentality I feel like you should have. You should respect people, but you should always think they can't fuck with you. But like it's just a confidence thing. You know what I mean? But like I never really looked at guys and was like, damn, Cali, they shooters. Minnesota known for big men. Or this. I never really thought about that. You know, you if you nice, word of mouth always travel.
Word of mouth. And Cats was like urban legends for real. Because I remember growing up, we had Khalid Al-Amin. And Khalid was like McDonald's, and that's who I like looked up to. And Khalid went out and played with the Gauchos like in the tournament. You know how Cats used to leave their team. So when he went to go play with the Gauchos, I don't know who all they had. I think Steph played Gauchos, right? All them dudes played Gauchos back in the day. So you knew all that. And I'll never forget, like, knowing Khalid went to play with the Gauchos and who they had. When I went to play y'all, I was kind of like, damn, this the Gaucho? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, bro, all these dudes is real, like, regardless. So it was, that was an interesting
for us playing with the Chos. For us playing with the Chos, like we never felt like we was playing against competition. We felt like we was playing against the history of the club. Yeah. Because all we heard about was, yo, Stefan played here. He played here. They did this. What y'all gonna do? Like, that's all they talked about for us. It was never, yo, we playing against this team. We playing against SoCal All-Star. We playing against them. Nah, it was almost, yo, listen, they ran the circuit when they played. What y'all gonna do? Yeah. Like, it was like, man, fuck them old dudes, man. We ain't trying to hear that shit. It's our time. You know, like, that shit used to be crazy, bro. Like, we definitely playing against ghosts. At least that's what it felt like.
I didn't see a West Coast hooper until I was 17 at Kingwood. I saw Drew Holiday and Jeremy Anderson were two of the first like West Coast hoopers that I played against where I was like you knew who you heard their name obviously, and then that was the first when they was with Pump and Run. So it was like we didn't go west.
Y'all wasn't in Brandon Jennings era?
Nah, like you knew. Yeah, you did. Yeah, he was our class. But we didn't. Who he played for? He played for SoCal, right?
He played for SoCal. Then he played with
SCA.
Then he played with I know in the Cactus in the Cactus tournament in Arizona. He played with something Shore. Some guys. Him and
Belmont
Drew
Shore,
was in
Belmont Shore,
Belmont Shore.
Belmont
Him and
Shore.
Drew Holiday was in the backcourt. We got them out of there.
But SoCal was Adidas.
Yeah. But he played with SoCal when they was young. Him,
When they was
Taylor
young.
King, Kevin Love.
Yeah.
What's my man name? Is it Malik Story?
Malik
Damn,
Story.
yo,
Malik Story.
hey,
Malik Story.
hey. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
back in the day, AAU circuit, bro, you couldn't wait to get to AAU because in high school, if you had a national schedule, you played just whoever the good high schools were. But in AAU, you seen everybody, and especially if you was especially with us, we probably played up. Like when I was 15s playing 17s, you got to see OJ. You got to play against motherfuckers. You was like, man, these motherfuckers is nice. D Rose, Eric Gordon on the same team playing Mean Streets.
Mean Streets.
You was like, yo,
that was crazy. That was crazy. That shit ain't
what I'm
right.
saying? You got to see dudes like I didn't know who Malcolm Lee was. Yeah. They was just telling me, yo, he a 6'5" point guard from Cali. Yep. And I was like, nigga, you can't fuck with me. My man, I'm like, yo, you can't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? We see them and it's like, yeah, I need this matchup. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it went. Yep. I'm trying to think, who else y'all had in Cali, though? Because now that I think about it, was a lot of guards, but it's a lot of dudes that don't even play ball no more.
Yeah, I mean, we always got crazy talent, and then Cali's just so big. I mean, we're just gonna put out talent and numbers in regards to hoop, and there's so many teams and things of that nature. And like I said, man, I think it comes down to gym accessibility. And I mean, you look at majority of these famous trainers, a lot of them are in LA. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why. There's a lot of business out there, and I think the game in general is just getting flooded with it's the trainer era. They're becoming celebrities in their own, and I think it is changing the game a little bit, man. It's I think the young hoopers, man, they lack imagination. Like we used to just go out there and hoop and pretend we was whoever. You know what I mean? They lack imagination.
I would say their imagination shows up in a different way though. Like I would say, it's I think they have it to a degree. It ain't the same. Like, cause some of the stuff these dudes be pulling out with the ball is crazy. Some of the stuff they could do with the ball is nuts, yo.
Yeah. So, for sure. They super skilled, man. And I think I was having a conversation the other day. I think, let's just say the alpha male in regards to basketball has changed. Like, it's no longer the Kobe cuss you out, I'm gonna lead the team on both ends of the floor. Like, it's no longer that type. It's more so the supreme confidence, borderline arrogance type, like LaMelo, Anthony Edwards. Like, I'm just better, and I just want to.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have negative energy,
outplay
negative
everybody, outskill everybody because
right?
I'm just
so
better
said,
than everybody. But I'm not
channeling that
necessarily
energy
here
into
kind
of spinning those negative thoughts.
And now I think so. When you're constructing teams,
like
I
said, I don't think it's
you need
necessarily
to go out and
like,
get
damn, why don't I have that more so
and
like,
just other people that are going to kind of be that voice, be that enforcer. Kind of be the aggressor to keep everybody on the same
or
court,
especially as overseas
you're
basketball
not going to
players,
find
like
that in your star player in
right?
regards to point
production. Them the people you want to be working out with,
back
and
in
the
the
people you
day.
kind of want to be looking up at.
You think guys?
I want that, not necessarily like damn.
Basically, so you think guys are more soft?
Why that happened to them and not me? You know what I'm saying?
I think it was the anti-bullying
that's dope
movement
that
happened in schools.
That's
that
definitely
has now trickled down to the younger
100%.
generation. I think that I wouldn't even say that guys are more. Yeah, I think it's social media too. I think social media, the highlights, Swish cultures. You know what I mean? I think, you got guys playing for like different reasons now. You know what I'm saying? It's like back in the day, we hooped to get our name in a newspaper or to get get some kind of notoriety or somebody to say we were better than somebody else. We weren't doing it for one play that's going to go viral. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't been to an AAU tournament, but I guarantee you there are a whole bunch of players throwing behind the back passes and, just doing all this wild stuff that doesn't get completed just so they can get that viral moment. You know what I mean? So I think it's a combination of both. And I think that, with the anti-bullying and all that other stuff, like, you get guys that are a little more passive aggressive now and don't really want to push the envelope in that regard. Don't get me wrong, they're competitive. They still want to win. But they're not about to fight you over a defensive rotation or, make you feel less than a basketball player over not doing what you're supposed to do. They'll bring it up to you, but it's going to be in a more diplomatic way. And I think that's just the way the world is moving in general.
Yeah, That make a lot of sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense. You're gonna have to have some of them old
I
school
don't
guys
like
to
it.
kind of keep it in check. Nah. I mean, look, change is inevitable.
It's just
Change
it's a
is
fact.
inevitable.
I don't know. I guess I'm old minded. Maybe I got to get out the game. No, like that's why. What's one of my reasons why I don't know if I could be a coach to young kids, professionals. I could coach, or maybe college kids, but I couldn't be like high school, like middle school. I think I would be too hard on the kids. Like, I would expect a certain level of like just focusedness, or maybe it is like just the way I grew up, because I hooped to get out of my situation.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like this was all or nothing. So every day I attacked that shit like that.
I think you're underestimating how you adapt too. Like I think you got to look at how you've adapted from college to overseas ball to like I think that same type of adaptation happened. Like again, it's a natural process of life, just being able to adapt and you know, it's. I mean, maybe you might not though. You might not adapt, but you're gonna adapt in one way or in one way. It might not be through coaching, but I mean, I think if you really wanted to coach, you'd be more than capable of adapting to these kids. I agree with you. I don't want to adapt to them, so I probably don't want to coach. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck them kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's nah, I'm just playing. I coach a 12U team. Like, those are my guys. So I'm just playing.
You imagine being in practice, kid like fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me.
Yo.
I remember when we was younger, bro. You couldn't curse a coach out. A coach had permission to handle you from your parent. Like nowadays, you can't hit nobody, kid. You can't. Like you going to jail.
That's how you go viral. Into jail. But yo, hold up. Backtrack real quick, because I got a question for you. We got a little bit. Who is the coldest hooper to come out of New York?
Shit, I'm from New Jersey.
Well, my fault. I be forgetting. You from New York
yeah.
to me.
Nah, but I can answer New York too. But
New York, New Jersey. New York, New Jersey.
The coldest, like the
who the best NBA player and who the coldest?
I mean, skill wise, it's got to be Kyrie. Like we can't even, skill wise, it's got to be Kyrie. And please don't tell me that like because Carmelo was born in Brooklyn and Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, like they wasn't raised. You know what I mean? They wasn't raised there. They, you know what I'm saying? That shit don't count. But I mean, New Jersey for me is Kyrie. For New York, I mean, I was in the Sebastian Telfair era of high school, man, through the fire, where he was just an animal. My man Kimball Walker just special. Stephon Marbury, man, like, I mean, as far as point guards, Rod Strickland, like you can't. For me in New York, you can't name. It's not just one person who sets himself apart. Like they all, like for me, are like phenomenal. Like my favorite point guard from New York was Rod Strickland. Like he for me was just different. Like I love Steph, I love Bassie. Like there's a lot of people like Sham God. I used to work on that shit every damn day. But Rod Strickland, man, he was it, bro. I can't front. Rod finished with both hands, just smooth, slick, like just an animal, bro.
Played the defensive end too.
Yeah, both ends, like just animal, man. Animal.
Yeah.
He probably underappreciated too. I guess, or forgot.
For sure. But then you can't forget like dudes like Ben Gordon. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not New York City, but it's New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like animal. It's been so many great players to come out of New York. Huh?
Y'all repping Long Island? Y'all taking Long Island?
That's New York, bro. That's New York. Okay. You can't. That's New York, bro. It's been too many killers that come out. You can't just say IS1 is like the best. You know what I mean? It's just so many that set themselves apart.
All right, who the best NBA player? Who's had the best NBA career? Let me say that.
Damn. In New Yorkers or Jersey? Jersey for sure, Kyrie.
Give me both.
Like, I think even in New York, I think Kyrie has had the best NBA champion. Like And maybe I'm not thinking. Maybe I can't think of them all right now, but I think for sure Kyrie. Like,
what you think?
I mean,
I'd
so
say
far,
Kemba. I'd say Kemba, but Kyrie probably got it.
like,
Yeah, I think Kyrie definitely got it.
I mean,
as far as
Kemba
career.
right there though.
But Kimba ain't far at all.
Mhm.
You can't deny Kimba work at all. Like, but you talking about NBA. I mean, for me, I would say Kyrie. I mean, for sure. I mean, my man K been fucking hurt the last few years. Man, has been doing him bad. But he should be good next season though.
Yeah.
And don't forget about my little bro, man, slow mo, man, Kyle Anderson putting in work right now.
He from New York?
New Jersey, man.
Oh, he from New
Big
Jersey?
Yeah.
I ain't know he's from New
Big
Jersey.
Jersey.
I ain't know that.
Yeah.
I ain't know that.
It's because he went to UCLA. Really, he Cali now.
I thought he was
Cali.
a West Coast kid. I thought he was a West Coast kid.
Jersey.
Knowing all them NBA players, and this for both of y'all, for real. We all know NBA players. Y'all more so than myself, even just being from the coast. Is it, as an overseas player, I mean, how hard is it to be overseas and get so close to the NBA and then not quite get there and see all your friends do it? Like, obviously, there's no hating. You want them to be successful and all that, but we humans, right? So especially for you, Jordan, that year after Bamvit, and I remember you was on lists like top 5, top 10 players in Europe to get back to the league. And you was right there. And then you go to Milan, and Milan's a tough situation because you know how EuroLeague is. You kind of we've talked about it on this show. You got to play a role. You don't get necessarily to play your game. So how hard is it to kind of go through those ebbs and flows of being overseas and being right there, but not quite getting it and seeing all your people do it?
I mean, I've always prided myself on just worried about myself. Yeah. You know, like being able to stay grounded and understand I am who I am and I can't put myself in somebody else's shoes. So when I had the opportunity to get to the league, my biggest concern was financial. I didn't want to sit on nobody's bench. I didn't want to have to go to summer league after just putting in all this damn work in Europe, playing 39 minutes a night, twice a week, getting to find 2 championships, putting in all this work, dedicating my body and everything. And then somebody telling me, yo, you got to go to summer league. And then somebody telling me, yo, I ain't going to play, because we've all heard summer league stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of guys being guaranteed this and then not getting no playing time. So this was my biggest thing. And Milan came with that money. And we both know, we know when that money come, you're not turning that down. That guaranteed check, that 2-year guaranteed check come for 2 point. And I'm looking at my last check and I'm looking at my family situation. And I'm like, listen, NBA, I'm sorry. Maybe this might be my only time I can go. But I've never seen this much money and I need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, that it was a no-brainer. it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer to take the money. Like, no-brainer at all. Like, I needed it. Like, just like we all come, this grind overseas is not easy. You know, and that when that money comes, after you put all that work, you get rewarded for your hard work and success. Yeah, I definitely took that check.
What about you, Ant?
Yeah, I think emotionally, in my younger years, I used to see it as like, I think it used to bring out competitive emotions. You know what I mean? And, you know, and it's funny because I was just going back through like an old podcast I had with Darren Collison back in 2017. And like, you know, back in high school, like, you know, I was the bigger name from our area, you know, for a while. And then once Darren got to UCLA, obviously, you know, he blew up from there. And, you know, and I was always extremely happy for Darren. Never had an ounce of hate for anything that he accomplished. He deserved it. And I just always looked at it like, you know, and even in, you know, when he's in the league and we're in the gyms together and stuff in the summer, it was always just like, okay, competition, like, okay, this is what he's better than me at, so this is what I need to get better at. But then you see the lifestyle part, right? And you see how they're living, you see what they're driving, what they're able to do, and how connected they are and all that other stuff. And I feel like that's motivation too, because like all that comes from what they're doing in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And it's like at a certain point, especially when you're younger, you like, okay, I gotta put more work in the gym and things like that. But on the flip side, your reality changes once you start going overseas for 10 months. Yeah. That's your new reality. And then your competition and your focus becomes somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It becomes that EuroLeague guy. It becomes whoever's the highest paid on your team or your league or whatever it is. And your focus completely changes. All the while, you're playing a different style of basketball. Like, it's not the same. Like, that D-League style. I remember when I first left the D-League, went to training camp with OKC, left, and went over to Italy, like, I was running 100 miles an hour because that's what we did in the States. Like, the game is spread. Like, the game is more up and down. And I remember D. Brown was like, bro, like, just slow down. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what slow down meant. But I think that, that's the brand of basketball is also different. So it's kind of harmful in a sense. And I think, like, now more so than back in the day, basketball in Europe's a little bit more like the NBA in regards to style and, up and down, shooting a lot of threes and things like that. Whereas, probably, when we all first went overseas, it was a little more slow down, let's hit the big and, let's play a more methodical game. Yeah. So I think players are better suited now to play overseas and be able to take their game to the States and be successful. Whereas I think earlier in our careers, the styles were a lot more different. So it was a little harder to go from one and then right back to the other and be successful.
That's super helpful mentally and emotionally too, to not have to make such a big transition too, like you said. Cause like Theo, I hear where you coming from. You talk about worry about yourself. And that's shit. I think we all try and do that, like mentally, like that's the focus. But that shit ain't always easy. There's days where you like, damn, like, what I'm saying? And I think it's crazy because now you kind of have social media is like, don't be a hater, yada yada. And I think I think there's this myth around like being envious, but also still wanting someone to succeed. Like you competitive. You want to get to where everybody else is at. So there is some envy, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you support, especially your friends. Like, you supporting them people. You want them to get 200 million, 100 million. Because shit, my friends, that 100 million, some of that. We in Miami with it, or we doing. I know y'all was the same way. So, I mean, it was a challenge for me earlier on in my career, but it's probably a credit to you, Theo, to be able to really be set in that mindset, because I think that probably feeds into a lot of the success you had too. So that's big love for that, for real. So last question we got. A lot of these. Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Like, I think also, like, a lot of dudes that I know that was in the league, it was like they ain't have it at first. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Kemba drafted in the lottery. Kyle got drafted. But it was more of like, all right, the work starts now. You know what I mean? Like, all I wanted from them, just send me a shipment of shoes, man. Just keep me, you know what I mean? Just give me some gear. I don't need no money, none of that. Like, that was always my thing, just get me right. Kimber used to send me hella Under Armour shit. I was like, I'm good, bro. Like, I appreciate it. That's all I need. Just send me 20, 30 pair of kicks for my season so I don't got to spend no money. I'm good. Kyle dapped me out with some Nike stuff. I'm straight. You know what I mean? That's all I really ever wanted. And I never really thought about, like, competing with my brothers.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to compete with somebody when you want the best for them.
You think so?
I mean, for me it is, because then it's like, all right, I want you to do well, but I want to bust your ass. You know what I mean? I can't in my mind say, yo, I want you to do well, but then say, yo, damn, like, why I'm not getting this?
See, yeah,
I don't think it's why I'm not getting this.
Right.
It's more so just like, all right, I see where you at. I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I'm about to get there.
Right,
I'm about to get there.
The motivation is definitely always there. But, like, for me, I just try to keep all negative thoughts, I try to keep out my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I try to stay as positive as possible, no matter what it is in my life. Like, I can't let any negativity creep in, because once a little bit comes in, it's like, damn, then I focus on this. Because I'm not sure. I don't really tell people this, but I'm ADHD like a motherfucker. So, like, I have to be like, I can have a full conversation, but I'll be on my phone looking at my phone, but I'm in the conversation because my attention is really just is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I also struggle with short-term memory loss. So when we in the huddle and coach drawing up the play, and after the joint, I forget this shit. I'm not too much. Yo, what we running? Yo, coach, run that again. You know what I mean? Like so mentally, I'm a little all over the place. You know what I mean? But I can't let like the little shit that can fuck up my focus in. Like I can't. Like that's why I think I've been able to be successful to go from where I've been to where I am now, because of me being able to channel my energy and my focus into all the positive shit in my life.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have negative thoughts, like regardless, right? So, like you said, I think it's just about channeling that energy into positive, kind of spinning those negative thoughts into positive thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Ant said, I don't think it's necessarily about like, damn, why don't I have that? More so than like, I think you're supposed to put yourself around people that that you might be quote unquote beneath or whatever, especially as overseas basketball players. Like iron sharpens iron, right? So it's like them the people you want to be working out with, them the people you kind of want to be looking up at, because it's like, yeah, I want that, not necessarily like, damn, why that happened to them and not me, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no, that's dope that you could channel your energy, because that's definitely easier said than done, 100%.
Right. Yeah, nah, yo, I wanna ask y'all, man, just to kind of backtrack real quick. Final Four of Champions League. Who y'all think coming out of that? You got Hulon and Tenerife, and then you got Manresa and Louisburg.
I like Tenerife.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Huertas, man. Like I don't know. I always liked his weird game, yo. Like don't 1 foot floaters, them runners that he be taking, bro. Like it ain't many people who make them shits, man. And he always come up big. And I think Tenerife just got great history in the Champions League because they beat us in the finals too.
I'm going Hulon. I'm going with the alma mater. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go with Hulon just cause. I don't even got a good reason, just cause. That's what I want to see.
What y'all think about Louisburg and Manresa?
Man, that's gonna be tough. Louisburg guard JP, man. Fucking they got them dudes guarding guys in the locker room.
Nah, for real, they defend like a mug, boy.
They vulnerable if you can handle that pressure though.
But man, Rest have been playing good, bro, all season. They've been locked in.
They got a good squad, man. I think Louisburg's gonna. I think defensively, I think that's gonna carry him, through that win. I see them getting to the finals and losing in the finals. I can see them losing to Tenerife.
One game. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Yo, is Aaron Dornicamp in Tenerife?
Dornicamp.
I believe he went back.
Is he?
Yeah, 4-man. I think he.
No. He was with you in Frankfurt.
He's with me in Frankfurt. Yeah.
I liked his game
Tenerife
too.
After that, he went to Tenerife after that.
No, he went to
Venezia.
He went to Munich.
He went to after Frankfurt. He went to Tenerife. Then went to Valencia. Was in Valencia for a few years. Now back to Tenerife. Yeah, I think he's back now. He day 4 now.
I always liked his game. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah, I think Tenerife gonna take it home.
Yeah, I think they would too.
Who's hosting?
It's in Bilbao, the Final Four.
Never been there.
Spain. It's in Spain, so Tenerife might have a little advantage there.
Yeah, they're gonna have their fans.
They're gonna have everybody there. So
I'm glad really nobody's hosting.
Yeah.
I really don't like when you have a Final Four and then there's a team gets to host. It's not fair.
Yeah, unless they just happen to make it there. I mean, it's still not fair. Yeah, but yeah.
Like, it should be announced before the season. Like, not when we get to the Final Four and then y'all choose the 4 teams. Like, who's gonna host? Like,
who got home court?
Bro, we lost. Bro, we lost Tenerife, bro. We had a championship road game. Like, they got us out of there in the finals, the whole arena against us, like, for the chip.
Hey, this is random. This last question before we let you go, and this just got me thinking. What's the biggest difference between Euro Cup and Euro League and Champions League? Like, what's the difference between Euro League and the rest of the league, and not beyond obviously just having teams like Barcelona? I'm talking more like the style of play, all that.
I think between Euro Cup and Euro League, the style of play isn't the same. I just think it's the level of the players.
Level of the players. That's it.
The budgets for the players. You got better players, and the intensity. As me and you both know, I'm not sure if Ant played EuroLeague. The intensity in EuroLeague is like no other in Europe.
It's different.
It is a different beast. You know, and you really don't know the difference until you get to EuroLeague. Because when you not in EuroLeague and you play against the EuroLeague teams, you might get a win against them. You feel good as hell until you on a EuroLeague team and then you come back and play against a team in your domestic league that's not EuroLeague, and then you be like, damn. Then you see dudes that's averaging 18 getting 6. You like shit. I'm chilling today.
And watch so much damn basketball. He do know. Like, this dude watch more basketball than anybody I know. But no, you ain't lying. And that's the most fun I had playing basketball since college. Easy.
Hell yeah.
Easy. Like, I was shocked. I was shocked at how much fun I was having that year. So
shit, bro. The intensity and the level of competition, bro. Like, it's just and you see really why guys are getting paid what they're getting, because like a dude to play 8 minutes a game in EuroLeague, but he'll be a specialist at whatever it is that he is really he good at. If you coming in 8 minutes to come on staggers and hit screens, hey, you better use them screens and come on the staggers, let it fly. You miss your 8 minutes, your 8 minutes might trickle down to 5 if you miss that first or second look. But if you make them first 2, you might go from 8 to 14 minutes. You know what I mean? But make sure you defend on the other end. You know, everybody defends in EuroLeague. Like, to me, like everybody, the effort is just.
I think
Billy Barron came on and talked about that, about, you know, the art of coming off the bench and just trying to be a microwave. My fault. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think one of the biggest differences I see between all the leagues, and I used to think it's funny because I used to think the same thing in college basketball between like high majors and low major school. I think it's the bigs. I think the bigs in EuroLeague they're just better on both sides of the floor. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you look at EuroLeague to Euro Cup, like guards, you're gonna find guards that could be successful. Like you can find guards that can shoot the ball like outside of like EuroLeague. You know what I'm saying? You could find these type of guards. You know, obviously, and I'm not talking about your elite guards like Shane's and Mike's, but you know, for the most part, you can find guards that can survive up there. But I think it's the bigs. The bigs are the huge difference as you go from level to level to level, because them hedges, scoring, shooting, like just everything.
Making them passes over them long stretch arm passes, trying to hit that corner pass when the big is ready. Yeah. It's definitely a different level, man. But it's fun though, because it make you raise your game.
They do. I think it's easier. It's easier to play, to be honest. Like just being here, no disrespect to Japan or any other league, but it's like the reads that you got to make here in Japan is like they ass backwards. Because like the 4-man, you run a Spain pick, for instance, just simple Spain pick. The same side corner might be a 4-man, and that dude will just run at you. And in Europe, ain't no way. You just throwing it ahead, 3, easy, or back cut, dunk, whatever. Here, you throw it ahead, and dude just might catch it and throw it right back to you. I'm like, damn, that was the wrong read. Like, so it's crazy being able to adapt to that. But yeah, it was fun.
It's hard to play. It's hard to play EuroLeague and then drop down too, because you know, since you've played at the level, you expect guys to play at that level too. Because when you step on the floor, your mental is, like, I know what this is like. I'm trying to get back there, so I need to play at this level and show teams I can do this. But the guys around you haven't done it, or you don't even know how to do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Don't know the proper rotations to make. Because I know playing against Barcelona, playing against some of the other teams, I know who's going to be where every time. I know what bigs likes to hedge, which one likes to drop, who's gonna play flat. I know all of this. Like I know what to do in every situation. But shit, playing with when you drop down, it's like, damn, it's like I gotta keep the ball because motherfuckers ain't really even ain't trying to attack. They ain't.
I was gonna say who gonna attack, who gonna just shoot. Yeah. Yep. But nah, man, that's really all we got for you, man. We definitely that was a great conversation. We appreciate you coming on, man. Enjoyed it. For those listening, you can find us on Eurohoops.net, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course we'll be on Swish Cultures. And like I said, Theo, you have to come join us again. It's a great conversation. Appreciate you. That's Ant. I'm Jordan. And we'll see y'all next time.